Why is it he's so giddy for net neutrality? I mean, it just seems like that's the kind of thing that might have been handed to him by Hillary people, now that you mentioned what you did earlier.
Well, you got to remember that net neutrality, when it was passed, that's massive government regulation that Obama passed that was slapping down internet service providers. And what it is, it's putting regulations on things like YouTube, on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, all of it. And because they want to fight back, because HBO, okay, they're owned by Time Warner. Time Warner is one of the biggest cable companies out there, cable company content providers. Comcast and NBC, as we all know, are massive, massive donors to the Democrats, to Obama, to the Clinton campaign. They are so scared of the internet. They are so scared of independent voices, independent content getting out there. They are going to use the power of net neutrality and the power of the government to regulate independent voices like yours and myself at Rebel Media, because they don't like the fact that we're not playing along with them, and they don't like the fact that people are not watching. They're not tuning in anymore to that crap, and they're actually listening to stuff that's real journalism as opposed to their fake news.
Yeah, it reminds me of the example I brought up before. Look at the interest you get on Twitter, and look at the interest. His name is Michael Levinson at the Boston Globe. And the Boston Globe, I think we can put in the same category, owned by the New York Times as the big guys, the statist media outlets. And he gets no interest whatsoever on Twitter, despite being a pretty big reporter over there. And you see it even for a guy, I remember looking up at Tom Lamas's, the guy from CBS, his Twitter feed. Just no energy, no enthusiasm there whatsoever. So no wonder they want to pull the ladder up from others who might have a genuine emotional connection with people following them.
Well, not that, but they hate the fact that, I went to Temple University, that I went from a regular guy who grew up in Philadelphia suburbs, worked construction, worked at a tomato pie shop, worked, at a horse farm when I was younger. They hate the fact that I'm not a trust fund kid. I'm not a Vanderbilt like Anderson Cooper, okay? I didn't go to these Ivy League schools or any of this stuff. I came up working for a living. I joined the military, got out of that, started helping out on the Trump campaign, and I find myself here. They don't like the fact that I'm a regular working person that's doing the job and, quite frankly, doing the job a little bit better than them, because I know what it's like to be hungry and I know what it's like to work for a living.
Oh, yeah, you don't just use the connections from your Ivy League or quasi-Ivy League school. Of course, then there's me. I did go to Ivy League schools, but I decided that wasn't really the mentality I wanted to have, just for the record here.